Welcome back to the Charles Logan Experience.
Welcome back. Mate. Really good to see you.
Good to
again.
see you. New microphone stands.
Yeah.
Look at us constantly investing the money that no one gives us.
Look at us, yeah.
On, podcasting equipment.
Yeah. No one gives us any money for
Yet.
podcasts, and yet we do them on a Sunday.
On the Sunday.
The day of rest, the Lord's Day. What a waste of time.
Fucking hell. All right.
Yeah.
What's going on? How have you been? What are you working on?
Good. Went to southwest of England yesterday. Did a seminar at Jordan Kirk's gym. All very good guys.
How's that?
Very exhausting. Yeah, good. Did it on half butterfly as usual.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a good session. They're all beasts.
Big
People
units.
in the southwest. Yeah, they're big fucking units. I didn't know that in the southwest of England. People get fucking big.
Lifting weights and shit.
Yeah, I guess they lift weights. I guess there's a lot of farming there. Maybe that's it. Just a lot of farmer strength.
Big cunts.
They were some big cunts, yeah, fair play. And strong cunts as well.
Yeah.
Not just fat, but actually big.
Shout out Mark McQueen, man.
Yeah.
Big fucking big units.
Big up Mark McQueen and those sort of people a lot in that echelon.
So what were you teaching? Half guard.
Half butterfly guard, that's what most of my seminars have been on.
Yeah.
What most people request is just half butterfly. Go there, teach it. I'm getting pretty good at teaching the same half butterfly stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
If people request something else, I'll show something else. Or if people are like, I don't know, if I'm just getting super bored of half butterfly and they're like, just show us anything, then I'll show anything. But other than that, most people just request half butterfly.
Yeah.
And then I crack it out.
What are you working on at the moment?
So I'm
Last
still,
time was the half Gordon. There was the half.
yeah, I'm still doing that to some extent. I'm actually, so I'm working more kipping escapes now. So I'm trying to work the kipping escapes and just get much better at them. And
So you're purposely putting yourself in shitty positions and then kipping out of them?
yeah, maybe I'm just like trying less hard to defend mount and just like letting people say if someone gets to mount, I'll let them get an arm and then I'll try and work to kip to get my arm back, then do the hip escape and then go back to kipping to get myself all the way back out. And yeah, as ever, working the wrestling, trying to just work like, I don't know, wrestling's a bit, if you're not as good at wrestling as jiu-jitsu, it kind of feels like sometimes you don't have as much of a direction. Like,
Do you feel like you get a bit lost sometimes?
yeah, not necessarily like if they just did nothing, I could always just do, start to do my moves. But against like good people, I don't have good strategies. Like I'm not good at switching strategies based on how my opponent is. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, if I see someone's just like spazzing super hard, then I'm just gonna like play guard and know that I can just leg lock them and not get injured. But for example, for wrestling, I'm not so good at I'm basically not good enough that I can just change my game to suit the opponent.
Interesting.
So yeah, I need to spend more time wrestling so I can do that.
How's the wrestling going in general?
Good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. It's
Every
satisfying.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday?
Monday, Wednesday, do my private lessons and then every day just wrestle with people in the gym unless it's too sweaty, then I don't bother.
Yeah. Mats have been sweaty as fuck at Roger Gracies recently. It's like a
That's
swimming
the
pool.
problem. Can't really wrestle if it's sweaty like that because we don't have shoes and I'm not breaking my knee just for pride, just so I don't pull guard. Fuck that. I'd rather break my knee in a submission or something.
Yeah.
Something proper, not some
falling over shit.
Yeah, exactly. Not some just slipping over shit because it's sweaty.
No way.
Yeah,
Risk
unrealistic. That's the line. It's too unrealistic.
Unrealistic.
It's sweaty.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We had Mark McQueen on the podcast on Thursday.
yeah.
That will be out. That'll be out before this podcast, actually.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out Mark McQueen.
Shout out
Once
Mark
again,
McQueen.
Can never shout him out enough. Shout out short-haired Jake as well. Less impressed, more involved.
Yeah.
On, YouTube. Fucking what a man.
Man. He's loving you. Did you see his last one?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, he's so strong and clever and girthy and yeah.
Is that him? Is he a big unit?
Nah, I don't. Well, actually, I think he is a big unit, but yeah, I was just talking shit because he keeps
shouting you out.
Yeah, he keeps shouting me out. So yeah, fuck it, we'll shout him out.
Shout out to that
Send
guy.
him some money. Subscribe
Agitate
to
too.
him. Yeah. Top G as well. Shout out Top G. Free up the boys.
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty. Although,
Yeah.
he's definitely up to something.
He's definitely guilty.
He's definitely up to something.
All right, let's do some questions.
Alright,
Escaping chest to chest from half guard. Let's go.
That's a good one actually. I didn't really have time to think about that when I was writing it down. So I think
You're pretty good at keeping that fucking defense in. I feel like even if someone's getting if I get chest to chest on you, you're gonna go into like leg entanglements. But even if I'm like really tight, you're good at just keeping that hand in front of your face and just redirecting me.
Yeah, so if they're chest to chest, try and keep your elbow in line with your shoulder and hip the whole time. Because if your elbow starts to come out, then they can actually like turn you and flatten you off of it. If your elbow's in and they try and apply pressure to it, you can kind of like sneak inside their shoulder.
Yeah.
And that's how you stay on your side and not get flattened out. And if you're on your side, it means you can get the butterfly hooks to be effective and stuff. If you're flat, you're not really going to be able to butterfly hook them that well, basically. You gotta, you know, you gotta turn on your side so you can butterfly hook at an angle that isn't just kicking them straight up into the air. I think that's how it works anyway. So yeah, escaping chest to chest. Also, if you are flattened out and they do have like a crossface and an underhook, like you're basically fucked, but you can try and do like knee levers and stuff like that really late stage, or you can just try like really hard bridges to get your elbows back inside. You can also do like set up your hands for a kipping escape for when they land in mount. Yeah, that might be a good one as well. So yeah, if they have a crossface and underhook and they've connected hands and they jump over to mount, if you can put your hand on their hip as they're doing it, you might be able to get like a good bridge and kip in one direction, free your second hand, and then 2 hands on the hip and then start kipping and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of getting like, you just don't want to get chest to chested at all, really. Like
that's the pass. That's what you're aiming for. If you're trying to pass someone's half guard, you get chest to chest. You've already started. That's the passing sequence.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. If you are there, try and get your hand like at least in front of their neck or something, so you can start to like
make them uncomfortable.
Yeah,
get a reaction.
Make them uncomfortable. Maybe make them change grips from like a head and arm to like just an underhook and head position on the other side. But yeah, if you get fully flattened out, it's basically too late and you fucked up. You can try buggy chokes as well. Buggy chokes. Yeah, I've seen Craig do buggy chokes from half guard, where he's flat. They've got the crossface and the underhook. He pretends to scoop the leg, and he pretends to give up the knee shield, and then they try and flatten him out, and then he swings the leg over for the buggy choke. So that's another good one. Buggy chokes, it's to be respected. I've started using that. I enjoy it.
You been getting them?
Yeah, I've been getting them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's good. Like you can push in, they push in extra hard, and then you just like shoot the buggy choke. And if they continue pushing in, like it's basically hard. If someone shoots a buggy choke, it's hard for them the person on top to come out as well as they were going in.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know. Until people come up with really good counters to it, I feel like you're better off just trying the buggy choke, and then
try to see if you can get them.
Yeah. See if you can get it, because most of the time people hesitate for a second. That's all you need to get. Like get a frame in, or just like slow them down so that everything they do in the future is going to be very hard, and then you can just like spend a bit of energy to bridge and get your knees and stuff in.
Or they'll just start disengaging because they think there's a buggy choke and they'll start giving you space.
Yeah, like in general, they'll do that. As soon as they see the buggy choke shooting up, they freeze for a second. If they know they're safe, even if they know they're safe, they'll tend to freeze and like stop for a second to check they're safe, and then you can start to get your knees in or whatever. Yeah. What else? I've been doing a lot of K-guard, like trying to just get sharper at K-guard, not let people rip their leg out. I feel like a lot of people are passing north-south these days.
Yeah?
Like because they watch the J-point passing from Gordon. You watch the Rutolo brothers stuff, so you can combine the like stepping on the shins with the J-point stuff, get to north-south, and I find it pretty tiring. If people go to north-south, I'm basically trying to like figure out how to be efficient from that position without necessarily squaring up to them.
Choi bar, K-guards.
Yeah, Choi bar, I find that hard to hit because most of the time their hands are on your legs. They're not like around your head. So to get the underhook is going to be pretty difficult. But yeah, I guess Lachlan's got some good stuff on that. But yeah, if people go north-south, I'm tending to just go to K-guard and try and find different ways to like pummel my hands and legs so I can get K-guard and then into the legs real nice.
Real nice.
So yeah, that's the goal at the moment. It's not really my goal. It's more like if people are going north-south, I'm trying to figure out what's the most efficient way of dealing with that.
So you're working at that quite a bit at the moment?
Well, I feel like other people are working at the moment, and it forces me to work it.
Yeah.
It's not really something that I'm going for. I'll do K-guard though. Like I'll do K-guard a lot when people do like high steps.
Yep.
So let's say they go to knee cut, they try and step their inside leg back out. So you've just got your right leg like floating between their legs, but it's not really useful. You're going to get fucked unless you switch to K-guard. Kind of keeps you safe from the back takes to some extent. So yeah, that's the key.
Key details.
Key details. Yeah. Okay, we've got another one. What is the best hairstyle to collar tie? Definitely bald people.
The best what? The best hairstyle?
Yeah, like bald people. It depends on the shape of their head, to be honest. But like a bald guy, you can really like, there's no slippage from the hair. Like hair's always going to be a bit greasy, I guess.
Do you not think fucking a bald sweaty head is hard to collar tie?
No, for some reason I feel like you get more purchase, like for the most part. The worst is definitely if people have cane rows or if they got dreads. and you try and collar tie, but you're just collar tying like dreads that might be well conditioned and like really hard, really slippy, bro. That's going. If like cane rows, especially if you try and guillotine a man in cane rows, he's pulling his head out. Yeah, he's basically got tracks like leading your arm out from his neck. So you're not gonna do shit to people with cane rows. So I'm getting cane rows for the next podcast. Yeah,
just get an afro, man. Grease that afro up.
Maybe I should, but maybe that'd be easier for them to guillotine though. Afro would be all the extra hair around here. It's like
not if it's all conditioned.
I could relax my afro.
Greased.
Just go back to standard how I used to have my hair.
Yeah, like Monty Burns.
Yeah, Monty Burns. Shout out Charles. Shout out Montgomery.
Charles Montgomery.
What a man. What a miser.
All right, cool. Next, Craig Jones, new topics, just standing up. That is one of the best names of a instructional.
Pinning and standing. Yeah.
When jiu-jitsu doesn't work, just stand up.
Yeah. Who's that guy whose balls are hot? Derek Lewis. He literally does that though.
He just stands up,
Yeah. Like, at some point, it gets so hard to defend using jiu-jitsu that you're better off just standing up. Yeah, I get it, but it's more like a conservation of energy thing. Yeah. So you're risking more.
He's also very big and just thick, hard to get a hold of.
Let's talk about Craig though. Like everyone says that Craig is like ridiculously strong.
Really?
Yeah. They say that like Craig is just extremely strong, like all his legs and everything, like the toe point, all just ridiculous strength. So that might play a factor. But
not more than Kane and Durant, bro.
Nah, shout out Kane and Durant. Must have hit 100 points last season.
Yeah.
What a man. But yeah, Craig, I think the point is basically it gets too, like, people are too even in the jiu-jitsu. So if you just, let's say you're getting pinned on bottom, you're just getting tired. Yeah. Like, the longer you spend on bottom against someone who's like really good at using their legs to just pin you, and then their hands are just hand fighting your hands, that's how jiu-jitsu should be and how you're going to get fucked over long term, staying on bottom. So I guess that's why he's saying just stand up. Yeah.
Just try and get space and stand up.
Because it is less tiring. Let's say like playing guard against someone who's good at passing is more tiring than being in a rear body lock against someone. Yeah. Even if they're good at wrestling, they're just fucking ragging you about and you're getting thrown over and over again. I would say it's almost less tiring to just like stand up than it is to actually like bench press and squat people off of you for hours.
Yeah, and they're just trying to punish you.
Yeah, and there's all these tricks to look out for. Whereas I guess if you turn your back, you sort of narrow down the attacker's options like quite a lot. They're going to go for your back, basically. That's it. If you want to do jiu-jitsu, they've either got to get your back or they've got to take you back down again, which is a waste of their energy, only to put you back in guard again.
Interesting. So, and that's what he talks about. He talks about that kind of.
I haven't actually watched the DVD yet, but I bought it on Fanatics, so I'm gonna watch that. But yeah, he's talking about pinning and just standing up. So clearly, that's
what it's going.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's basically if you can get and maintain top position. Like look at Kevin Durant versus Craig Jones in the in the ADCC, right? Like he was getting penalties for no reason at points. Like honestly, no reason. I'm looking at it like he's in mouth stalling because he's not really moving, but all of his movement is just like very tiny corrections to what Craig is doing, and he's staying in the same position, just pressuring Craig's like hip flexor for ages. And like Craig was saying it himself, like they wanted him to win. Like some of the negatives were super suspect. Basically, for me, it just looked like he was passing, or like he's midway through a pass and they just give him
negative points.
Yeah, he was getting negative. Like at some point, I was looking like, damn, they just another negative.
9, 10 points.
Yeah, for no reason. Like negative number 6 and 7, they just came in quick succession. So. But yeah, like Kevin Durant was doing a great job holding Craig Jones down in the paint and keeping him on the floor. And I guess and he passed. Like, imagine how hard it is to keep Craig Jones like
pinned
from doing anything.
He fucking pinned him.
Yeah, he pinned him exactly. Yeah, the whole time. And then and he passed carefully and slowly. Like realistically,
he's fucking good, Kevin Durant, man.
Yeah, like the whole stalling from top thing. I don't know. I feel like if you're not in a like connected body lock in close guard, you're not really stalling. Like they still have a chance on bottom to do something. Maybe if let's say like I feel like the stalling rules, it's a bit subjective basically.
Well, yeah, like you said, they wanted him for fucking Craig to win potentially.
Yeah, and they wanted like movement and stuff, but that's not how it should be. You're supposed to restrict movement on top as much as possible. So they're just like frozen, and then you just move around them basically till you land in mount, or and then turn them and whatever, get to the back or get to an armbar or something. But if you're just like running around all the time, it's considered not stalling, but you're definitely not getting any closer to the pass. And like you also have to like wear out people's muscles, so it's not gonna do if you just push on something for like 2 seconds. You have to push on the hip flexor for like a minute, 2 minutes. So you can call that stalling, but it's more the person on the bottom that's stalling, because they're not spazzing to get out of it, or they're not pushing you hard to get out of it. They're just doing the slow death and hoping that they get stalling calls, which is what I do. Yeah, boy.
Which is what I do.
Not even gonna lie here. Because you can't be stalling on bottom, can you? So even though you can, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely stall on bottom. Think about it.
Just don't do anything.
Like so many positions where you can just tie them up, close your legs around them, and then rest for a little bit whilst just like being as awkward as possible. And then as they get out, you go back to like neutral stance. And then as soon as they go to enter, you just try and lock them up again and just stall them there rather than trying to attack.
That's the Big Dave lockdown, man.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like a lockdown, bro. That's, but he's taking pressure there in that situation. Like lockdown isn't necessarily, I mean, it is actually less tiring, to be fair. Yeah, there you go. Lockdown's a good answer. Where you can just like hold an isometric squeeze with your legs for fucking ages.
But this Big Dave just fucking, he'll get that lockdown and just pin you there.
But he's using it, but he could use it to stall if he wanted to, basically. Yeah, definitely he could use it to stall. Or like just, if there's like 30 seconds left on a round and he locks a lockdown, you're not going anywhere, buddy.
You ain't moving from Big Dave's lockdown.
Yeah. Like, imagine he had the Eddie Brother gi pants on as well.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're just going to watch, basically.
He's very good in gi.
Yeah. What, Big Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't sparred with him yet. Yeah. He told me he invented a choke. Whereas it's like a loop choke sort of thing where you wrap your gi around. He was trying to explain it in the car next to me, so I didn't really get it, but I believe Bug David's really
Big
good.
David, he's fucking good. Yeah,
he's fucking good. I bet his gi game is fucking horrible.
Yeah,
because he's just the isometric squeeze is nuts. Damn. And he's not young.
He ain't young.
He ain't young.
48 years old. Shout out, Big Dave.
We're going to disclose his age. Fair play.
Yeah.
All right then. Just like that.
just
like that. Now the government know.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next question we got. Best way to set up a standing body lock. This is from our boy GGGMRG. Shout out.
GGGMRG.
Okay. So, fuck, you had another couple questions. I forgot them. Anyway, best way to set up a standing body lock. So, lots of ways to do it, really. You can body lock from front or back. You can body lock over the arms as well. Like you can do it over one arm. Sometimes you can do it over two arms, but I guess that's like very rare scenarios if you're a freak Greco-Roman wrestler. What do I like to do? I like to go from get one underhook, get the second underhook, or use arm drags to get to the back, or what else? Like single leg run the pipe to body lock is another pretty good one. Those, pretty standard ways of getting to the body lock. Like get around your partner.
I'm gonna do this.
Get inside their elbows.
I'll sit back.
Nice. All these are good options. Yeah. Like, that's basically it, isn't it? You got to either pummel your underhooks to inside, or you have to get behind them where they can't pummel their underhooks, or you have to use like a distraction, like a single leg or something to get to the body lock. Like duck unders as well.
Duck unders?
Yeah, duck unders. They might not get you to the body lock necessarily, but they'll get you to like a dominant position. And they don't necessarily have to be like high energy expenditure as well. It's just higher risk if you don't spend the energy. So like a lot of people do their duck unders like really big ducks, and they'll land like miles under their opponent, which is fine, I guess, but you're actually further away from the body lock and you're further away from the double leg. So you want to do the duck under like as tight to them as possible. Yeah. So you land with like good head to back connection, and then your arms are in range of them so you can grab them. So duck unders to body lock is a good one.
Duck unders.
Yeah, shout out duck unders. Super satisfying. Yeah, shout out McQueen. Yeah. So those are good ones. Standing body locks. You could also go from seated. If you're playing butterfly guard, you get your head position, then you pummel your hands to the inside. If they let you pummel your hands and get a body lock and the head position, then the only thing that could stop you from standing up is them basically like 4-pointing over the top of you, in which case you'll get the legs. Yeah. If they don't 4-point over the top of you, then you can just start to scoot your hips out, and they're not going to be able to sprawl effectively because your head's under their chin, and you can just run them over.
Yeah, I see. Because your hips are going to be here, your head's going to be in that position. Yeah. And like your obviously arms are in that position. Yeah. Then you start scooting your hips back in the stand up and just fucking bulldoze them.
Yeah, and you can just kind of, not technical stand up, it's like it's a forward technical stand up, whatever you want to call it.
Drive forward, bulldoze them over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that works fucking well.
Like a buffalo.
Yeah, shut up. Shout out baby hippos. They'll know what it means.
Young Stefan.
They'll get it.
Young Stefan.
Young Stefan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standing body locks. That's Sam.
Yeah. That was a fairly good question. All right then. We got another question on my favorite leg position and entry.
K-guard. At the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, it's not my favorite, but it's probably all reliable as K-guard. Like if I can lock my hands in an underhook around their leg, I'll be pretty sure that I can get their knee line. And I feel like people are much less good at countering the K-guard to the back than they are at countering the, like, from inside other leg positions to the back. Like I feel like countering from 50-50 positions to the back is way harder than from saddle or from single leg X and that sort of stuff. So if you go 50-50, they kind of have to do like all the crazy crab ride bolos where they put their butterfly hooks in and spin you rather than just like doing a forward roll and doing the mini stomp. Sorry, the stomp bolo, wherever it's called, that one. So yeah, much better I think doing K-guard, but it's not necessarily my favorite. I would say my favorite's still like a full sweep entry or that one where you go like shin X around their leg. It's kind of like a full sweep. You do a shin X around their leg, but your bottom foot is already out, and then you shoot your hips up. We could do a just the tip on that.
Let's do a technique tip on that.
We're gonna throw that in at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Or somewhere. Yeah, just the tip on that. That's a great one actually. I don't know
Let's do that next week. What's it called?
What a fool. If you look up Wolverine entry, Eddie Cummings, that's the one. Eddie Cummings.
Let's do that next technique tip. Wolverine entry.
Yeah, I'll remember it anyway. But if you're watching a pod and you want to Google that, Eddie Cummings did an entry a while ago, and like they made it it's basically been developed a little bit to the point that it's like really effective now at getting you either backside 50-50 or backside saddle or just normal saddle or just the knee, depending on how good your partner is.
Sweet.
Finishing wise, I've been enjoying outside heel hooks quite a lot. I feel like my finishing on
Mason
them
Fowler.
Yeah, Mason Fowler. Yeah, and people in training as well. Whatever, yeah, anyway. Won't get into it, but yeah.
What happened, Jan?
Yeah, some people just refuse to tap, and that's fine. That's their leg, and I'm not going to crank any submissions, but I will apply the submission slowly. And if people don't tap and it starts to break, I'll let go, but it's already started to break at that point, so.
You've been breaking some people's legs recently, I hear.
Well, yeah, not some people's, but yeah, I have. Basically, that's not on me. Like,
yeah,
it's my literal job to
put the submission on,
to apply the submission. And if it's not working, like I'm not getting a tap, I'm like, oh damn, like I'm shit at my job. I need to
adjust.
Do this, yeah. So or I feel like I need to adjust, and then I hear a and I'm like, okay, well, this guy's a fucking idiot. Because yeah, no reason not to tap there other than like
ego.
Maybe like 3 or 4 people watching around, and you don't want to seem like you lost, so you just let your foot break, and then they'll know how hard you are, how much of a solid man you are.
Fucking hell, man.
They'll know how flexible your foot is after it's already cracked.
After it's fucking broken. That's savage.
That's how it works. So fucking dumb.
Just tap to the leg lock, man. Especially training. It's on.
Don't tap early, right? But if like.
So you know when a fucking leg lock's on.
And if you don't, then do tap early, right? But if you're a leg lock guy, right?
Yeah.
Unless it just instantly pops. So I've not tapped to leg locks, not because I didn't want to, just because it broke instantly, right? I'm allowing myself for that because there wasn't a choice. But if it's going on slowly and you're aware that your leg is breaking and you just let it break and it's training, then you're a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Even in most competitions, if you do that, I feel like that's just stupid. Unless you're getting paid like wild money to let your leg break, then you've got to just like, how much is my foot worth?
Yeah.
Like for me,
ADCC first place.
ADCC first place. Yeah, but what's that? That's like 10k or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the aftermath. It's the added benefits of being
I guess
ADCC
it's the
winner.
DVD. How much would you value an ADCC first place at? 100k? I mean, it sets you up for life, obviously, but
sets you up for life
in the near future.
I don't know. It's hard to put a price on, right?
Yeah, it's hard to put a price on, exactly. Yeah, but if we're talking straight monetary value, like
probably 100 grand. Yeah.
Probably more than 100 grand over a lifetime. But
what about the glory? The glory of winning a prestigious
going about your day knowing that
you're ADCC
you're a hard hitter. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I would like to see a rematch with Giancarlo.
Yeah, that would be good fun. He's a nice guy as well. He put up a flow interview. He wasn't shit talking me basically.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was saying
the Irish guy.
Yeah, that was basically it. Yeah, but he wasn't. I watched that interview. He was basically saying that they were asking him, "Oh, did you know anything about your opponents?" He's like, "Nah, not really." And then I watched some of his matches. I saw that he was comfy on the legs, and that he actually preferred to sit. If he got a leg, he wouldn't come up on top. So he said he was pretty confident to just like sit down if he needed to in leg entries and not be too concerned that I'm going to try and come up on top. So he obviously watched a couple of my matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't my strategy for ADCC because I feel like that's a terrible strategy.
What?
Going on top.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't get stalling calls on the bottom. You get like very harsh stalling calls on top. I feel like it's much easier to give up a sweep. If you play top, you also have to like commit to the fact that if they stand up, which is much easier than them sweeping you. If they just stand up, now you have to wrestle them.
Yes.
So if you're on top, there's no scenario where you can just like chill and not give up any points.
Yes.
So like, whereas if you go on top, you're either good at passing and good at wrestling. If you're not good at both, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Whereas if you play guard, you just have to be good at guard.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Good guard,
yeah,
good
leg.
leg
Yeah,
locks.
exactly. Yeah. I feel like I'm flexible enough. That's what I spend most of my time doing. And the legs are good entries to, like, it could give you a good sweep if that was your strategy, or maybe if it was like points portion of it, then I would have started to come up on the sweeps and stuff like that. But
or a good bowler.
yeah, and a good bowler as well.
Choice,
helps.
arm bars, etc.
Yeah, all is from guard. But yeah, if we're talking about strictly legs and like what you can get out of legs, it tends to be like you do a leg lock, they sit to their butt and start to scoot away, which makes it very hard for you to like continue leg locking them and switching between legs. So you have to stand up to start to apply pressure down to them so they can't move away so much. Then you can go back to the legs maybe, but then you've already kind of taken top position. So yeah, that's why I feel like playing guard is like very good in the first portion. I feel like you also get stalling calls as well in the first 5 minutes of ADCC.
Really?
Which is crazy.
First 5 minutes?
Yeah, even when there's no points, you can still get stalling calls, which is kind of...
They just want action all the
nuts,
time.
yeah.
Action.
It makes sense on the one hand, but it's like... Then there's literally zero reason to play top other than the physical pressure of your gravity, like weighing down on them. And yeah, if you're not actually applying that pressure correctly, then yeah,
swept.
Yeah, and I feel like it takes a long time to figure someone out. Like if like 5 minutes, if you're passing like a nice developed guard in 5 minutes, you either really like applied the pressure early, or they fucked up, or you did some like spectacular one-hit pass. But for the most part, if you want to like, you got to break someone down for a little bit. You got to, couple scrambles, and then they start to get tired and they start to get lazy.
That's why this 20-minute, 40-minute matches are good. Like shout out like classic Gordon and Gordon and Pena.
yeah, Gordon. Yeah, he's exactly something like
that. Took
like
40 minutes to break him down.
Yeah, and like he said, he probably wasn't trying for the first bit. Not trying, but
conserving energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not wasting energy for stuff that he doesn't think is 100%. But definitely, if Felipe just made a huge error, he probably would have just taken it and fucked him.
For sure.
Yeah, like if he lifted his neck up, he would have taken it. But I feel like Gordon was doing like 75% in the scrambles, and Felipe was doing more like 100 to defend himself.
Yeah.
And Gordon was just trying to make him suffer for a little bit, and then he was happy to take top position again.
He's going to fuck him up in the third fight.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
What, Gordon's going to fuck Felipe up?
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Felipe looks juicy. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's always looking juicy, but now he's looking super juicy.
He always was juicy, but so is Gordon.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference, yeah.
I mean, they should both just get off it. Say, like, gentleman's agreement. why bother that? If everyone's going to do it, there's no point.
Yeah.
You may as well just get off of it. Because you're not trying to measure who's got the better fucking chemist. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no point.
Being on the juice.
Actually, there is a point being on the juice, because then you can get better at jiu-jitsu and your life experience might be slightly improved because you're actually like doing better in training. You always feel good and all this kind of stuff. But the point of the jiu-jitsu competition is not to measure who has the best chemist. Like, no one cares about that. Like, it should be measuring who has the best technique. I think, like, especially in stuff like sprinting, okay, obviously juice is going to make all the difference, isn't it? Yeah, so
huge difference.
So it makes less.
Well, it's genetics. Sprinting is like genetics and then juice.
Yeah, genetics. Yeah, but let's say, like, out of the top 10,
they're all juiced.
There was always going to be the same top 10. That's the argument for juices, isn't it? It's always going to be the top 10, whether or not you juice. But I don't think that's true for jiu-jitsu. Right? If like the top 10 people stop juicing in jiu-jitsu, then the people that are already doing okay without juice would then be in the top 10.
Yeah.
So
it's a tricky one. Like, people ask. It's a good topic, actually. People ask about you. They're like, "Oh, do you think Owen would have benefited from getting on the source from ADCC?" And my answer is no. I was like, "Look, we wanted to get you. We wanted to get you to a point that you're not going to be bullied by anyone, and you're like having that physicality to just fucking.
Equally, something like EPO would be fucking
so
great.
yeah,
something like EPO would be great.
Would be great.
Yeah.
But
EPO, think about it, just infinite cardio. Like that's a whole.
Yeah, sure, but it's like. It wouldn't have benefited you any more in your performance. Your performance was like it wasn't
pushed more though.
Could have pushed more.
Could have pushed way more if I was EPOing.
Potentially, but like say steroids and like getting like super strong and stuff, it would just been like you would have put on too much muscle. You would have had to go up weight class. Do you know what I mean? Like you already put on like 10 kg, essentially 10 kgs of muscle, which is fucking crazy for someone who just starts to lift weights. Yeah, and if you added steroids to that, you would have gotten fucking way too big. Potentially, like,
would have been amazing.
Potentially, like injured yourself as well. But you could argue EPO, but then we could have argued we just added an extra conditioning session into your workout. We should actually do that. We should do one.
I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah,
let's do that.
Why not?
One conditioning set. There's a bike over there. One conditioning session per week, and we'll see what. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it for 8 weeks. See what the difference is.
Yeah, I hate it, but that's fine. Guess I have to do it.
It's good. I rate it.
Well, it's all well and good. Until
you're doing it.
Until you're actually fucking on the VersaClimber.
Or the air done.
Yeah. VersaClimber's worse.
Yeah, the VersaClimber sucks.
The VersaClimber is the worst. Probably one of the worst memories I've ever had.
Because there's no rest on it. You're stuck. You have to work or you get off.
Remember at London Shoot Fighters, Alexis just shouting at me while I was on the VersaClimber.
Go, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, he said, if you're going to have a heart attack, fucking have a heart attack now. You're 25 years old. I was like, okay, we're going to die for a warm-up, but...
Die in the VersaClimber.
Yeah. But equally, that was a terrible warm-up. I was not aware that was what the VersaClimber entailed. I
used to do it to my clients. I write 3 minutes on the VersaClimber, see how many calories you can do.
3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
And would you be shouting at them or just let them go at their own
come
pace?
on, let's fucking go. I'd like let them go.
I hate that. Horrific. I mean, it needs to be done, but I fucking hate it. Yeah.
I think I used to do 80 calories in 3 minutes on the VersaClimber. Damn. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. It was fast.
What's that, an hour?
You can't work at that. You can't work at that pace for an hour, man. You're fucked.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, we'll start adding some conditioning work into your repertoire once per week.
Yeah,
we'll do it together. Get on a assault bike.
Fuck. I hate that shit.
We'll just see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be great, but I just hate it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's just the worst sort of training you could possibly do. We do all the strength, we don't do any conditioning.
It's good to do.
Yeah,
I think it's a good question for people. Ask that all the time. What kind of conditioning work should I do? And it's like, just be consistent again. Like, be consistent with a set piece for a couple of weeks and see if you can make improvements on it. So like, choose like a work to rest ratio you want to work on. Let's say you do even just a longer piece. Most people are going to benefit from just like expanding their aerobic capacity in general. Yeah. So it's like, if you do longer pieces, working at like 70 to like even 60 to 80% for, let's say, like between half an hour to 60 minutes, that is really good for increasing your overall aerobic capacity and work like over a workload. What it does, it increases like the size of the left ventricle in your heart, allows more blood flow, better recovery. And then like, that's if you're really unfit. So I would say do that to get your fitness up, like let's say half an hour pieces. If you're already in pretty good shape, then you can start fucking around with some interval work. So some of the stuff that I program for my guys, you could look to do like 60 seconds on, 90 seconds off times 10 rounds. Do that for 4 weeks and see if you can get better and better over the 4 weeks. Which you will, and then you're improving your fitness, and then change it up. Start doing like 5 minutes on, 2 minutes off. Do that for 4 weeks. You have to break the bank on these things. Literally, people are like, oh, anaerobic capacity, lactic capacity. Just fucking get on that fucking air dyno or rower or VersaClimber.
Like a good shout.
Rower's a good shout. 500 meters on, 60 seconds off.
It's quite taxing though, the rower, doesn't it?
Yeah,
compared to an air dyno where it's more like, I guess, slightly less resistance and more just like moving your body.
The reason why I like the air down is it's low skill. You can just jump on it. You don't need any skill to move it. With a rower, you're actually being more technical and technically efficient. So like, taking time to learn the technique is going to make you a better rower because you get more out of your stroke rate. You know how to pace yourself better. And the more you can get out of like having better technique, the efficient you are, the easier it is to pull, so the harder you can work. So it's worthwhile if you're using the rower to learn technique. Same for the ski erg. The better your technique is, the easier it is to move and produce watts, produce force. Yeah. Whereas on the air down, you just need to move. You just fucking pedal and use your arms.
Yeah.
It's low skill. So for most people, just get on a fucking air down and just work.
Yeah, I feel like there's technique to the VersaClimber as well.
Yeah, there is, but it's not as technical as like a ski erg or a rowing machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the only technique I remember is just keeping close to it.
The versiclimber.
Yeah, you hang off of it.
Exactly. If you hang off it, you're just fucking, you're out here and it's way hard. But if you're keeping close upright, like a vertical bear crawl position.
Yeah, that's fucking hard.
If you're using a versiclimber, but good luck, man. It's very hard. I would do I've done longer pieces on that. I've done half an hour pieces on the versiclimber before. It was very hard. But I've got good cardio, man.
You can't even look at anything either. You're just looking
at the fucking
black
machine
thing just in between, yeah. And you can never be comfortable.
I think it does make a difference. I mean, we answer this question quite a lot. What's the best thing to do for conditioning to improve your gas tank for jiu-jitsu? So like technical efficiency, jiu-jitsu technique and everything aside, like conditioning work is going to be helpful. So lifting weights, first of all, being strong enough to produce force. So that's where lifting weights is going to help. If you're doing like superset and working a high intensity in the weights room, that's again going to improve your work capacity. That's a big clip.
That was disgusting.
So that's it. Being super strong in the, we'll edit that. We'll keep it there. Being super strong in the weight room is going to improve your overall work capacity, so you can go to the jiu-jitsu mat, like do more things, be able to do more things more frequently and with better technique, etc., which is overall going to improve your capacity to work longer at the mats. But if you're doing extra aerobic work outside, and it only has to be like once per week. Imagine you already got a busy jiu-jitsu schedule. You're doing jiu-jitsu like 6 days a week, or let's say most guys are doing like between 4 or 5 sessions a week. Then you add 2 weight sessions to that. Then you add 1 conditioning session from that. You're going to recover from all that stuff. If you get really brave and you really like the conditioning work, you can add another one in because it's not as taxing as lifting weights. But still, start with 1, repeat the same workout for 4 weeks, see if you can improve on it, and then change it up.
So would you say, how does it tax you? Let's say I was to jump on the bike. Maybe I have a bit of legs pain and a bit of arms pain, but just burning your lungs, what is that going to actually...
It's about how tired you are to get on it, to actually be able to produce force. If you're fucking tired and it's like, I just can't keep the watts up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say I put you on a 20-minute air down. I'm like, okay, Owen, I want you to keep over 320 watts for the next half an hour.
Yeah.
And your legs are fucked. That's gonna be quite hard because your legs are sore, and you're like let's say you're really fucking exhausted.
Yeah. Before
you go into that, you're not going to be able to. You're just not going to be able to produce the force that you need to continue that effort.
And let's say after, like, if you did it day on day, would it get easier or harder?
Day on day, it wouldn't make it, like, because we're talking about short pieces here. Yeah. You're not going to be sore from doing that. Okay, no way. Fine. If you're an absolute beginner, you're probably going to get a little bit sore, but that's going to dissipate pretty quickly. But no, you'll be fine. You can repeat air down workouts every day.
So what are you actually overloading when you do it? Is it literally your lungs?
Lungs, yeah.
Just like
obviously your legs have to work, but like let's say you're doing a 30 to 60 minute piece at 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. What that's doing is that's like your lungs are working, your body's pumping a lot of blood around the body. Yeah. You're actually increasing the size of the amount of blood being pumped through your heart. So your heart is adapting to that stimulus.
Would it make your diaphragm stronger?
I'm actually gonna.
I'm just guessing here. I don't even know.
I've actually got to set. No. It wouldn't make your diaphragm stronger. It'd make your. It's better for your heart.
Yeah.
It's the amount of blood and oxygen your heart can pump around. Yeah. That's what this is about. Yeah. It's not like potentially increasing your lung capacity, but it's not going to do your diaphragm. Doing stuff with your diaphragm. I'm actually got a seminar on this next week.
Was there any value to that? I see exercise where people put like a big weight on their stomach and just breathe through their diaphragm.
I don't know. We'll find out next week after I go to this Angus Bradley seminar. He talks a lot about rotation and core stuff for athletes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We do that.
I don't no, but adding 1 conditioning session. Start with 1. See if it improves your jiu-jitsu. Probably it most likely is going to improve your gas tank.
Yeah. I'm
definitely
keen then.
Let's do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, better than the versiclimber. As long as it keeps me off the versiclimber.
We'll get on the air down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm keen.
I do enjoy the conditioning stuff. You just feel good for doing it as well. Get off and you're like, fuck yeah. Also, if you have access to a sauna, so when we'll go to Third Space, this gym, and we'll go sauna after. So like, there's evidence showing that if you do a conditioning workout, then you go to the sauna after, your heart rate stays at a certain rate for longer because you're in the sauna. Your heart rate stays elevated, so that's beneficial for your heart pumping blood around the body, which is beneficial for your overall conditioning.
Like just cardio health.
Essentially, yeah. It's just good for your health.
Yeah.
But it will increase your cardio a little
We
bit.
used to do that after Jits in Urban Kings.
Sauna.
Do the Jiu-Jitsu and then go to the sauna. Yeah, and
it's
it felt
good.
fucking terrible afterwards, to be fair. But
You need to make sure you're hydrating as well.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
as soon as you have your hydration tablets, all that kind of shit.
that was it. Not hydrating enough.
If
during
you
the Jits session.
exactly, if you go into a sauna, you're already dehydrated. It's gonna be fucking
Then your heart
hell.
will be pumping hard.
Yeah, so I do my conditioning stuff. I'll cool down very slightly, so maybe like 5 to 10 minute transition from like walking upstairs, chilling out for a little bit, get my water in, and then go sauna, and then hydrate after. That's key.
Nice. I'm keen.
All right, so that's conditioning stuff.
Nice.
How do we get onto that?
Huh?
How do we get onto that? Oh yeah, EPO.
Talking about
You
EPO,
bet jogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out TJ Dillashaw, man.
Oh yeah, shout out Meow Bros.
Are they in the
I
EPO?
think they were. Yeah, I think they got popped for EPO back in the day.
Yeah.
Great idea. I mean, if the whole point is to be efficient, and then you just take EPO and you don't have to be efficient anymore.
But this goes down against the point where it's just like, do you need like, what if you just added in? Let's say for the Meow Bros, what if they took away one jiu-jitsu session?
Yeah, I bet they don't do
and added
any
it?
S&C.
That's what I'm saying. Just fucking do S&C. Like,
Yeah.
again, back to that question: would Owen have benefited from doing steroids? No,
Yeah,
because he
probably not.
already started. No, definitely not, because you already started S&C, and to be honest, you got the best result possible from that training.
Yeah, true that.
It couldn't have got any better.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah. Would have been very suspect if it did.
Very suspect. Yeah, and it already was suspect.
It was already looking.
Yeah.
a bit
So if you're new to starting out strength and conditioning, just make sure you have just understand whatever program you're going to do, you're going to get a good result from. But if it's structured and well thought out, the result's going to be tenfold. And if you couple that with good nutrition and sleep, it's a winner.
Yeah. I honestly think because I cut my hair, people thought I was on juice.
You were losing hair.
I was already losing hair prior to the swollenness, and then I just shaved
also
what was left.
This is I don't know what I'm thinking of here, but that photo I put out in that transition, it's like Owen was already fucking shredded before
shredded,
that. Like, it doesn't look like it in the photo. You look like a little skinny cunt, but like he was already shredded,
Skinny
like
fat.
79 kgs, not fat at all. You're shredded.
I was shredded. Yeah.
And then you just put on 10 kgs of muscle.
Lean muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
10 kgs of
Food.
lean muscle.
Eating,
It
like-
does sound suspect.
Eating.
I wouldn't say I was as lean whilst I was gaining weight though. There were times where I was starting to get a bit porky, and then it came off just when I missed days of eating.
What's your current weight now?
I weighed myself 89.3 yesterday.
Yeah, nice.
And
Shredded as well.
shred.
Here's a question that we had. Would you rather be... This is a stupid question. I don't know the answer. Would you rather be ADCC champion or IBJJF champion?
Right, ADCC, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there's like 1,000 IBJJ, like, yeah. If
Do you think those IBJJF no-gi tournaments are worth anything?
Yes, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. The black belt adult, that's fine. That's the world champion, whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah.
I think there needs to be one dominant organization for no-gi.
ADCC.
It's ADCC. But on the other hand, all it is a different rule set. And like, you have to do trials. But now you have to do trials for IBJJF as well. You have to get all the points, don't you? Like, you have to get, it's not trials, but you have to get like points. The only thing is, IBJJF is a fucking rip-off. And like,
Bro, it's fucking expensive. Like, if you look at like entering a gi and no gi tournament, it's like 250 quid. Quid.
Yeah.
Oh no, dollars.
Pants, more in dollars, of course. And they probably charge more in America as well because they can get away with it. But yeah, no, I never liked IBJJF events. I don't like advantages. I think that is just dumb and subjective. And I
Do you like what?
Dumb and subjective.
Which one's this?
Advantages.
Oh, advantages, yeah.
Like almost points.
A few of my guys lost on advantages this weekend.
Yeah.
Baby Hippo, Jon Jones,
losing advantages.
Faris as well, lost advantages,
Yeah, there you go. It's just dumb. Like, just let the referee make a decision. If it's that obvious that they were so close, well, let the referee make a decision. But don't just like, you're fucking them up the whole time and you don't get advantages for things that you know are close, and they get an advantage for something that was just like not close because you have a frame in, or it's like a really close frame, but you trust in it 100%, and then they get their advantage, and then it's like, okay, now I'm just going to stall for the rest of the match. Which is what I would do too, but that's why I wouldn't compete in IBJJF anymore.
You're never going to go to?
I will do eventually, but I'm not going to take it very seriously because I don't like the rule set, basically. If I'm like, that's why I don't want to do it, because I don't really enjoy the thought of competing for like 10 minutes against someone who's just looking to get advantages and negate points.
Fair play.
Yeah, I think ADCC, they call the stalling really hard. Like, they're on you. If you back out 2 steps, you're stalling, bro. Come back in now, or you're getting a negative.
But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the sport more popular.
Yeah.
And it's like, just don't fucking stall,
Like, if you look at wrestling, stalling calls are given. And judo, they are given fast. Like, if you straighten your arms in judo and hold someone like this at arm's length,
they're on you.
Unless you already get thrown, you're going to get a stalling call.
Same for wrestlers. If wrestlers keep like clubbing each other and keep fucking clinching in the head ties, they're like, you have to move. We're going to deduct the points.
Yeah, exactly.
Even watching Sadulaev first thing, I can't remember who's facing, but like the guys were just on it within like 10 seconds. They just kept going like club, and the guy's like, you need to fucking advance, shoot takedown.
Like that's again. Sometimes the clubbing is key to set things up or to like tire someone out, but
they do it more strategic like that. That's a bad but like say if they're just head tying each other.
Yeah,
the refs like move.
If they're both being counter attacking, then it starts to look a bit stally from both people.
How do you think you'd go against Sadulaev in a jiu-jitsu match?
When jiu-jitsu?
Submission grappling.
Well, yeah, just pull guard and get the legs.
Yeah. Do you reckon you get that?
Yes.
Sadulaev.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not even, like, I don't know how, maybe he's done jiu-jitsu to be fair, but like, and maybe he just like holds me in mount for an hour and then I tap, but how's he going to submit me first of all? And second of all, how's he going to defend the legs? He's probably going to be wearing boots.
It's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Khabib? But different story.
Yeah, different story because he's like an MMA guy. He's very well aware of the submissions, and also he's probably like an athletic freak. I guess Sadulaev is as well, but the fact that he's got is probably zero jiu-jitsu, whereas Khabib has like excellent grappling all around, and he's probably aware of the heel hooks. Let's be real, like he's like Eastern European.
He gets them.
Yeah, he'll get it. He'll understand the heel hooks. But that said, like, it's so fiddly, all the heel hook stuff. If you're just not on point for a second, you'll get caught. And I feel like if I just play like a shell guard and he goes to engage in the shell guard like he would do in MMA where he's used to punching people, I don't think it'll be very easy. On the other hand, his balance will be like exceptional. So if I want to actually tie up both of his legs, which is kind of what you need to do, then it's not going to be easy. Like when I was trying to get the legs on our wrestling coach, Andrew, it was very difficult because of how well he balanced and did hand fighting. Like his hand fighting was so good, and if he's able to win the hand fighting, then you're basically not able to make proper connection to the legs for long enough that you can get your own legs involved on their legs.
Interesting.
Yeah, so normally it'd be like you're playing guard, you're using your legs to frame, then you underhook a leg, and then I use my legs to frame and push them rather than just like absorb, and then I can like push them and pull the leg at the same time. But let's say you underhook the leg and you start to get your legs in place and they're doing something to fuck with your underhook every single time, then yeah, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get their legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd like to find out how I'll go against Khabib.
That'd be fucking sick.
That'd be a great match.
Daniel Cormier.
But, yes.
Big bowling ball.
Yeah, just heel hook him. I don't think any of the MMA guys are very good at heel hooks. I feel like Jon Jones, I saw a little clip of Jon Jones doing a heel hook the other day. It looked fucking solid. And like, he's also just he's
a freak. He's
like
a
natural born killer, isn't he? So
yeah.
I don't know.
I was asking Roger about Jon Jones. I was like, Roger, do you think you'd smash Jon Jones into a grappling match? He's like, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair. Yeah, but yeah, that makes sense as well. Roger's a big unit, and he's also extremely good at like everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm extremely good at everything, but I'm good at heel hooks. But then I think the MMA guys are so terrible at heel hooks that like in a grappling match,
it's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah. Sooner or later,
hard to compare.
You're just gonna get put in a leg entanglement, and you won't have a way out.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah, bro. Apples and oranges. Keep your oranges. Nice.
More questions.
More questions.
Owen's diet, full day of eating.
Okay. My diet.
You want to cover this?
Normally I'll start. Well, most of the time I'm eating out, so I'm going eating.
Get a little bit closer to the mic.
Like bougie cafes and that sort of shit.
Oh, you're spending dough.
Yeah, I like
spend that podcast money.
Spend podcast winnings on like random shops around Hammersmith, and like I like to spend a lot of money on food. So anything that I like, I'll buy it. I get deliveries, probably at least 5 times a week.
What you go to?
I try and vary it as much as possible. I just don't try and eat the same food all the time. Also, I'm going to stop eating vegetables since Mark McQueen told us to.
Really?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not eating vegetables. Fuck that. What? They say eat a vegetable to be big and strong.
It's crazy.
And they're tiny. They're not Mark McQueen size.
It's so funny,
Your
man.
parents chatting shit about eating vegetables.
It's such an interesting topic. Like, this is the thing with like S&T coaches and physios and all that kind of shit. Like, It's case by case. Some people are just fucking freaks and they can just get away with so much. Like Mark McQueen lets you trains like you'll see in the podcast when it comes out. You'll see it. It's coming out soon. Watch that podcast. He he doesn't. I can't believe it. He doesn't eat any vegetables.
Yeah. I actually had his Subway order yesterday as well.
Yeah.
I went to Subway because I was like, yeah, fuck it. Clearly.
See how you feel. Like
I stopped eating Subway because I used to get headaches and shit, and I don't get headaches for any food. But Subway gave me headaches.
Did he give you a headache yesterday?
No. So I'm back. I got Italian BMT, honey mustard, chipotle, yeah, and hearty Italian 6-inch.
Nice 6-inch,
which is huge, by the way.
Yeah.
Massive.
Definitely penis size. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's subtle.
Nice. We'll call it there. Okay, should we call it there?
What time?
I feel like it's been long enough. It's 5:30. I want to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Hold on, we got a few more questions. Let's
do one more then.
Owen's. I always get this question. Owen's current weight and height. Current weight, you already said. Height.
183.5.
Okay. Tips for guard retention, flexibility, elbows inside knee or outside knees?
Elbows. It depends. I like to. So easy tip for guard retention is self frames, right? If you can frame on your own legs, you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble and hip scooting. Like if someone tries to push your knees to the side and you're posting on your knee and blocking your elbow on the floor, they're not gonna push your knee no matter what, and they have to circle around it. And then you can start to use your hands to grab them. And like let's say you're holding your knees, they circle around, you go to grab them with your hand when you see them circle around, and then they go back to your leg. That's when you got to be careful. But if you keep your frames and they just stay in front of you, you're fine. Like they're not going to push your knees either side, and they're not going to collapse anything. Like, or if someone, let's say you're shin on shin, someone tries to knee cut, you can block your inside leg and they won't be able to knee cut that side.
Yeah.
And then you can tip them back to the other side and get your shin on shin shit. So yeah, if you just like look up self framing, I don't know, Rafael Mendes does it, Mikey Musumeci does it. Like anyone who's got a good guard will do that kind of shit basically.
Self-framing.
Yeah, self-frames where you just like use your elbow, like let's say wide elbows is a kind of example of that, where you can push off your elbows to bring your body back in line. Whereas if your elbows are tight in and someone turns you, you're just going to get turned. There's nothing to block you. So a better version of wide elbows is wide elbows like holding your thigh. And that's a good guard tip. There you go. Also knees to chest. That's an easy one. If you're lazy and you keep your knees like at 90 degrees from your hips, I wouldn't even say that's lazy. I'd say that's just uninformed. Your knees should be closer to your chest, basically.
Yeah.
Like for most of the time I watch people playing guard, the guard looks like half good, but it doesn't look seriously good. And when a guard looks seriously good, it's because people are like really concave. Their knees are tight to their chest.
Abs.
Yeah, abs. Yeah, hip flexors and the side abs as well.
Obliques.
Yeah, got to get those good. If you wanna heel hook people, you got to have strong obliques.
Big time.
Yeah. Legit. That's the main thing.
I suffered a lot actually. Well, not suffered a lot, but it's that you realize that when we first started doing them.
Yeah, the side crunch, bro. Hamstrings and side crunching. That's all you need to heel hook folk.
Yeah.
And fucking big biceps.
Big biceps, yeah.
That's
all right,
the key.
Last question, we'll finish up. Why is 5 to 15 rep ranges important for BJJ, guys? I'd say, so a guy called Mike Ajatal, he's a sports scientist, did a PhD in sports science, so he's been fucking studying for like 10 years on how to exercise efficiently. He put out a DVD on BJJ Fanatics, you can watch that, or you could just buy my strength and conditioning program. Why 5? He said 5 to 10. I say 5 to 15, just because if you work above 10 reps, there's a little bit more hypertrophy benefit. But if you look at 5 reps is great for developing power and strength. So is 5 to 10 reps is excellent for building potentially power, strength, and hypertrophy. You can get great hypertrophy gains from up to 10 reps. Great strength gains from up to 5 reps, and great power gains from anywhere between 5 to 10. As long as you're moving the bar fast, and the intent to move the bar fast, you're going to get some good gains for power for that. Why I like 15 reps is if we're doing like isolation exercises or some of the accessory stuff, pushing to 12, 15 is nice. I usually only just do 15 reps for like body weight exercises, like rows and push-ups and pull-ups and that kind of stuff, or isolation exercises like skull crushers, bicep curls, and variations of bicep and tricep exercises. So that answers that question.
Muscle endurance sort of thing.
Muscle endurance, yeah. You get a little bit more muscle endurance from 10 to 15 reps, but 5 to 10, let's say between 5 to 10, you're going to get excellent power, strength, and hypertrophy, assuming that you're...
Would there be any value in us going back to like, let's say like a 70 kilo deadlift and doing 15 reps, or is that just completely...
No way, that would be such a waste of time.
Okay.
Because you're well past the stimulus of that, and that wouldn't even be challenging for you. Also, so that's a really good question. So like, if we think of like deadlifts and squats, those exercises, they'll have a high stimulus to fatigue ratio. A stimulus to fatigue ratio means, so if I get you doing high reps on a deadlift, let's say 15 to 20 reps on a deadlift, most likely your lower back and like lats or maybe your grip is going to wear out faster than your hamstrings and glutes, if that makes sense. Okay, whereas like the target muscle group area for building a good deadlift is, let's get like good glute recruitment back. It's not like your lower back's going to fatigue. Or if we get you on a back squat, I'm like, okay, let's use a reasonably heavy weight. Let's say a weight that's going to be like a 7 to 8 RPE. And I know when you do 15 reps on this back squat, your core and lower back is probably going to fatigue more so than your quads and your ass. Yeah, okay. Whereas if I do a Bulgarian split squat for 12 reps, your legs are just going to be fucking burning. Or if I put you in a leg press, your legs are going to be fucking burning.
It's also to do with the relative weight of the weight compared to you as well. Yeah. Like, because you still, if you do a deadlift, you still have to lift yourself up, don't you? Like that same amount. Yeah, so, but it's the fatigue ratio of it. Like doing high reps and deadlifts at heavier weights is probably not the best. You're gonna reach mechanical breakdown. Something's probably going to break down. Those big compound exercises are usually best between 5 to 10 rep ranges, I would say. Even less. Yeah. Like I usually say 1 to 5. The reason why I don't do anything below 5 is because you don't need to for jiu-jitsu. We're not trying to lift a maximum weight, and that's not particularly that helpful for jiu-jitsu. Working at 5 is good enough to move fast, hard, get good strength, get strength adaptations, get good stimulus from it. Yeah, it makes sense. Nice. Fair. All right then. Well, that answers that. Let's finish up this pod, man. Nice, it's done. Great to see you again. We got any things to say? Yeah, we do. To support the podcast, support Eoghan O'Flanagan. Where can we find your... So at Eoghan O'Flanagan on Instagram. You can come to my school at submission _grappling _club Monday 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah. If you're a noob or if you're a legit human being, you can come. You can come to the sessions. Yeah, you'll see all the DVDs. You'll see all the DVD stuff in the show notes now. So get Owen's instructionals, downright sloppy butterfly guard. Yeah, I should have called it that, butter guard. Butter guard. Good. Oh, what a shame. COVID variant, leg locks. Close again. Shout us out. Follow us on Instagram. Remember, like, subscribe to the YouTube podcast. Do all that shit. Yeah. Watch the YouTube for the full version of just the tip, by the way. Yeah. So we release once a week, just a tip. You'll see it. You'll get it. If you like it, share it, subscribe. Look at that. Good to see you. Welcome. Great to see you.